All right, JV back with another crypto news alert. Looking at the crypto markets right now, we saw Bitcoin surpass $12,000 overnight, climb up to 12,003, consolidate back down to where it's currently trading at, which is $11,786. In today's episode, I want to talk about a few exciting things. This is one of them. US freezes Maduro's government's assets as peer-to-peer Bitcoin volume soars in Venezuela. This highly has an impact on Bitcoin. In fact, if you go to localbitcoins.com, you can see how high Bitcoin is currently being traded for. You got to check this out. We're going to be talking about this inside today's video. We're also going to be talking about the three macroeconomic factors that are driving Bitcoin price above $12,000. We're also, of course, I'm going to be talking about some other cool stuff with as far as price action and what Bitcoin is currently doing in the market, so we can kind of project where it might be and take advantage of it. Bitcoin prices have hit an all-time high in the past 30 days. So this is exciting. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be looking at some charts regarding Bitcoin. You can see this is actually just earlier when we had that dip. And if we actually change this and switch it out to the let's look at the 5-minute chart. You can see exactly what's going on. We had this huge drop, which happened in a matter of minutes, literally from 12.3 all the way down to the 11.9 range, and then another big drop all the way down to 11.7, and that's kind of where we're currently at this moment. But anyways, first and foremost, let's talk about this major story in the news right now. In a major escalation against socialist president Nicolas Maduro, Donald Trump's administration has frozen all of Venezuelans' government assets. Interesting. Makes you wonder if the government has the power and control to freeze anybody's assets. Why not put your assets in a place like Bitcoin where it cannot get frozen, right? Well, this is very interesting. The United States' hawkish move has been reflected in a new all-time high for peer-to-peer trading volume on local Bitcoins in the country. Trump's executive order prohibits U.S. citizens from engaging in transactions with any Maduro or government supporters, and also prohibits the latter from traveling to the U.S., so they actually can't even get inside the U.S. right now. Bitcoin in turbulent times. How does that affect the Bitcoin price? This is the interesting part of the story. At this unprecedented fraught moment in U.S.-Venezuelan relations, weekly trading volume for Bitcoin against the Venezuelan Bolivar on peer-to-peer site Local Bitcoins has posted a new all-time high, as CoinDance data reveals. And you can see right here, holy moly. Right? January, February, March, April, May, and as we go up to where we currently are, you can see that's pretty massive. Now, as reported, massive hyperinflation and the presidential stalemate in Venezuela this February has already brought Bitcoin volumes in the country to unprecedented levels. A new erstwhile record was set earlier this month as the Bolivar's inflation hit 10 million%. I saw photos of how much paper currency it requires to purchase, let's say, a loaf of bread.
Today, you need this amount of money to buy this cup of coffee. But the inflation has been so out of control in Venezuela in recent years that today, this is the equivalent of what I had to pay 15 years ago for a one-bedroom flat.
It's insane. It's more currency than you can actually hold. What if that happened to the US dollar? That would be some crazy turbulent times. Now, put your crypto hat on. What do you think that will do to the crypto market, especially Bitcoin? We're already seeing some reactions in the market as a result. Okay, now let's talk about the three macroeconomic factors that are driving Bitcoin price above $12,000 at this moment. Well, again, we just breached 12K, consolidated back down, but we're at that pivotal stage right now with that strong resistance, which I believe is $12,200. So Bitcoin price has staged a remarkable rally in recent days, but the reasons behind it could mean higher prices stick around much longer. Okay, with BTC USD now at 12,200. Well, I guess at the time of this article, here are the main reasons the cryptocurrency industry considers lies behind Bitcoin's latest surge higher. Well, number one, the global stocks are tumbling. On Tuesday, as tensions continued, stocks around the world showed considerable strain. As serial investor Tim Draper noted, the Dow Jones and NASDAQ fell by 2.9% and 3.4% respectively. For the Dow, it was the worst trading day of the year. Interesting, right? At the same time, Bitcoin gained 3.2%. The latest in a series of rebounds, which ended several weeks of bearish sentiment. Just a week ago, BTC traded closer to 9,500. It's true. Bitcoin has climbed over 20% in the past week. Pretty amazing, right? Number two, investors are waking up to Bitcoin as a hedge. And I wanted to stress my opinion about this in particular. That's one of the reasons I invest and am a firm believer in Bitcoin, because I know the more unstable the dollar and the economies and all the corruption with politicians and banksters and central banks and, printing money, which is based upon, just printed it out of thin air, bailing out each other, their corporations, their banks. It's pretty disgusting as what is going on in the economy. So for me, this is a hedge against the dollar. Instead of keeping my money in the bank, I could just put it in Bitcoin. And number one, Donald Trump can't seize my money or freeze it, And number two, I trust in mathematics. I trust in encryption way more than I'll ever trust a central bank. And history gives me reasons not to trust them. Why am I going to trust them? You know what I mean? So the current price performance is fueling attitudes that Bitcoin is becoming increasingly useful as a hedging instrument. And number three, Bitcoin profits from fiat currency blame games. It's true. As part of the trade war, the US this week described China as a currency manipulator. Like the United States doesn't manipulate currency. Fiat. The accusation came after Beijing significantly changed its policy of supporting the yuan, allowing it to slide against the dollar. So there are trade wars occurring right now, and I believe the more they cut interest rates and do whatever manipulation they do, that's a bullish sign for Bitcoin. There's no denying it. Okay, so Bitcoin prices rise above 12K to hit a 1-month high. Bitcoin moves above 12K, is backed by an uptick in trading volumes and bullish readings on the daily chart. BTC could close well above 12K today, confirming a falling channel. So that's what we're looking for. I'm looking for BTC to climb back above 12, hit 12.2, and that's the resistance where I believe we will continue to soar through the yearly high, which was just over $13,000, and make new yearly highs going on throughout the year until we eventually break new all-time highs for Bitcoin, surpassing the $20,000 mark. The 4-hour chart is reporting overbought conditions and a bearish indicator divergence. So prices may pull back, which they already have. That's exactly where we're at. Between 11.8 and 11.6, currently trading at 11.7 right now. And the bullish UTC close above 12K may be delayed till Wednesday. The bullish case would weaken if the prices drop below a key average support, currently at $10,545 is a strong support, although that looks unlikely. Now, I know there's some people out there who are still waiting for that gap to close at the $8,500 level. They're looking to buy and long Bitcoin, but who knows? Bitcoin may not drop back below $10,000 ever again. A lot of people are predicting it will. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of bullish sentiments in the market all around the board. That's why you got people like Max Kaiser coming out predicting $15,000 Bitcoin price by the end of this week. You know what I mean? Let's see what happens. And this is just a daily chart. You can see here the 5-day moving average, the 10-day moving average, the falling channel resistance, which was breached right here when we fell below. And the buying volume rises, violates falling trend line. Now it's definitely a bullish sign when we see the buying volume rising. And let's also take a look at the 4-hour chart. As you can see right here, this is overbought reading on the RSI. And then you can see here we have lower highs on the MACD histogram. And let's go over to Trading View. Let's look at the 1 minute chart and see what's going on right now. We're currently at $11,752. You could see we do have the EMAs, which are actually here. We have this red line that it just broke below, and we have strong support right below it. We see that green trend line as well as the orange. So it definitely, we did have a cross here, but it does look bullish in my opinion. I also want to stress that this is not financial advice. I'm just a regular dude who happens to be very passionate about cryptocurrency and what it stands for. I don't trust in fiat nowadays. You know what I mean? Why should I? What's a reason I should trust that? And at the end of the day, I trust mathematics. I trust encryption. I entrust Bitcoin. You know, it is considered a safe haven as well as a hedge against the traditional monetary system, which, you know, who knows who's, pulling the strings behind the scenes. Well, we do know who's pulling the strings behind the scenes, and it's definitely not benefiting, your ordinary person. It's only benefiting the banksters, the gangsters, the politicians, and what I refer to as the bad actors who are manipulating the markets and misleading people into more turmoil. I also wanted to take a look at the over on CoinMarketCap. The Bitcoin dominance is extremely high right now. The BTC dominance is currently at 68.2%. So we're actually going to click and check out the charts. And I want to show you back when the alt season started to kick off, which was back February 20th, 2017. And you'll notice as the alts increased, what happened to the BTC dominance? It went down on June 12th all the way down to 38.99%. Again, that was June 12th, 2017, about 2 years ago. And then we've seen it steadily climbing. Look at this. You see that trend, the BTC dominance continues to climb. Some experts predict that can get as high as 90%, 95%. What do you think is going to happen to the altcoin value as the BTC dominance continues to dominate? So what are your thoughts? Do you believe the BTC dominance will continue to rise? Do you think it has the potential to go to 90, 95%? What do you think is going to happen to the alts? Do you believe there's going to be another alt season? When do you believe that may be? Personally, I don't think we're going to have a legitimate alt season, a rally like we saw back in 2017 for the alts, until the next Bitcoin halving, which is happening in May of 2020, which is approximately 9 months out. I believe after that, the alts do have the potential to make another run. But until then, I mean, it's crazy to witness the bleeding in the market. So let me know your thoughts on today's episode. I appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Drop me a comment down below, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.